for you.
Stop really.
That's good.
Oh, fuck up, man.
I didn't ask for any opinion for no podunk.
I didn't ask an opinion
Guys,
for
look
no
how big your health
reason.
bars are still.
All right.
They're not even bloodied. Dear God, they're not even bloodied.
And now I'm gonna take you all away from this
I'm the racist one.
lovely battle map. You guys have killed a great many enemies. On my screen, they're all hidden and there's just
That's the
skulls
racist one.
everywhere. But there's still more to come. That was phase 1.
Oh boy.
Get ready for phase 2.
I can't believe
and
Roland
that's
would
that's
fail
it,
us like
right?
this.
I don't know, Matt. Is
No, because then phase 3 Heritage comes and saves us as we're losing in
True.
phase 2.
True.
Yeah,
This is the
that'll
triple
be
phase combat.
that'll be hilarious. Braylick rolls up like, where the fuck have you guys been?
You just make Brandon's voice so deep.
Where have you been? Better.
Braylick has always sounded like that
Remember.
canon.
What?
Phase
Yeah,
2
he
is
sounds like
crazy
Braylick sounds
mechanic.
like Kratos canon. You're fucking high if you don't think that's true.
What the fuck? You're just chatting him post mortem?
The sons of heritage.
No,
I bring
no,
the sons of heritage.
no.
Listen here, boy.
The Braylick you once knew is gone.
No, don't you fucking dare. Don't do that.
I'll never
he
abandon
once
my
knew was
friend
gone.
again.
I'm with the birds
Also-
now.
Sons of heritage.
Also, Cannon, have you not? I haven't noticed.
Fuck off.
Cannon,
Fuck
Cannon,
off.
have you not used the bottomless jar of honey yet?
No, it's an action.
I
It's a
see
bonus
the
action.
path left to you, Roland
Oh, I should use that.
Cannon.
I am here to complete my destiny as the main
Guys,
character.
Phase 2 is gonna have some crazy mechanic.
Wait, canon! This just proves Roland's the main character because the main character always comes in late after all the friends are dying and like pathetic, and then he comes
Yeah,
in to
Roland is
save
the main
everyone.
character.
No, Brelic is. Brelic
Yeah.
is the main character because he's gonna come in late and save our dumbasses. That means Roland's a side character. Roland's the
That
Vegeta.
means- That
Roland's the
means
Vegeta.
Nikolai's.
Braylick is like Gandalf.
Roland's the
Okay.
Vegeta and Braylick is the fucking Goku. He's coming in late to save us.
There you go, Mike.
Oh yeah.
That means
And also because
Nikolai's.
Roland's racist, just like Vegeta.
Dude, that means Nikolai's.
True.
Nikolai's gonna die at
True.
some point in the combat.
That's
He's
not necessarily
Krillin.
true. Will's character's never died.
Nikolai's
If Will's
Krillin.
character was here, what are the chances he dies in combat? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, wait, I'm wild magic
I see Will.
sorcerer.
He's just avoiding all these combats.
I'm gonna predict what's gonna
That
happen.
is
Will
Will's
do
new
wild-
strategy, actually, is that if he just keeps avoiding combats, he can't be the one who gets killed.
Will did decide to leave the moment I wanted to bring back Lord Akko.
Jack.
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll have
he's
to-
gotta come back. What the
You'll have
fuck?
to convince him to come back.
Jack, this is gonna be just like the fight in DBZ against Vegeta.
Yeah.
Nikolai's gonna blow himself up with Fireball.
What? Like Chaozu and just
God.
explode himself?
Yeah,
This is
because
where
I'm
David
because
can
I'm
come
wild magic. I'm wild magic
True,
sorcerer.
this is
so
where
I'm gonna
David comes
blow
in.
myself
David's
up
the
by
main
accident, and then Braylick's gonna come in like Goku to save the. Oh God.
Did you guys message David at all throughout that?
No, we should.
No.
Is it cool if we do?
Yeah, you
I
can
mean-
actually ask him.
Okay, yeah, I'll
If
do
you-
it. I'll do
If
it.
everybody's
be-
okay
Oh
with
my
it.
god.
I'm-
David
yeah,
could be a
100%.
son of heritage and come in and save us. He could be the strongest son of heritage.
Okay, not strongest. Now, hold up. We got. Oh no. Okay, he can be the strongest son of heritage, but he doesn't overpower the king. All right.
And then Braylick could bring in his new fucking queen, Magcraw.
Jack loves narrativing.
you dare bring Magcraw into
Matt,
this.
Matt, think about it. Think about it.
Mag,
No, no, no.
Mag actually would never even.
No, think about it.
be
And
with
out from the
Braylick.
shadows, you see a
No.
giant javelin
No.
shoot out from behind the shoulder of Braylick, and it's Magcraw, the daughter of heritage.
I love I love the imagery, but I hate the idea that
But
she would
it's
be
so
queen.
funny. It's so
The-
funny.
The person I personally the personalities don't mix at all. Like they would definitely not be together or anything like that.
Yeah, extend the invite, and if he's interested, tell him to message me, and then we'll talk in DMs.
It would be really cool to have David in here.
We also don't know how he's feeling about D&D right now, so
Fair
see
enough.
what he thinks.
I think he'd be down.
It's gonna be a lot to catch him up on, but you know, realistically, he doesn't need to understand
War.
all of it.
Cool.
Tragedy, orcs.
I've joined in a
People
campaign
die.
without knowing a whole lot.
Yeah.
He's in, boys.
Nice.
He already messaged you back.
Yeah, I messaged him and I was like,
Hey.
David, my boy, I have
David,
a query
my
for
boy.
thou. He's like, what's up, man? Ask away. I'm like, you are D&D list now. I am. But what if we could change that? Become a tragic character. Join the war, David. You've been
You've been drafted. Fuck well. Fuck off.
Welcome to the 5th draft.
No, don't say that. Oh my God.
I already said it.
Oh, I just said welcome to the 4th draft.
I'll change it.
Technically, it's the 4th draft. Yeah.
Maybe there was another one after you guys left. You don't know.
God fucking damn. I still remember Cannon's face where he's like,
All right,
4th
I'm
draft.
gonna end the stream. It was 3 hours 50 minutes is what we came out to. So it was a longer session today, but I appreciate you guys sticking through and fucking up those Dragonborn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit to go. Hopefully you don't die next session. Thanks for watching this week's stream of Tragedy of War. We'll be back next week, same time, same place.
Thanks for watching
See
my
ya.
PC build.
That too. I'm gonna have to go back.
Welcome
and
to the
see-
4th draft,
See
David.
that moment where
Let's fucking go.
see that moment where Jack said something about the word and then hey stream or whatever that shit was.
Hey, what's up,
called.
YouTube?
Yeah, what's
Hi,
up,
YouTube.
Oh
YouTube?
my god.
David, you've
David,
been
you
drafted
wanna-
as part of the 4th draft.
You want to join the war, buddy?
Yeah, why not?
We're fighting
Okay.
Dragonborn right now, David. Dragonborn, undead,
Oh,
and
let's
evil
go.
Arakocra birds.
I was gonna say you have to bring up the Arakocra.
All the Dragonborn
Are
are
these-
dark necromancers that we're trying to kill, and all the birds are assholes that we're trying to kill.
Are these like 3 different factions, or are they all united against
So,
us?
so we are
two
the heroes.
different
We are part of
factions.
the Paladins of Light, not fascists or racist or
No.
anything. We're heroic, and then we also have the
No.
heroic
No.
northern, orcs who are also very heroic, and we are fighting against the forces of evil, the necromantic dragonborns, and the birds that oppress us. Like they are fuckers, David. So
This sounds like a Che Guevara pitch.
So we have initiated a draft. We drafted. So see, no, David, they're evil. So we were once helping the elves, but then their capital got exploded because they were infiltrated by these agents of like chaos, and so they're fucking idiots. So they would be helping us, but they got exploded. And their leadership is gone. But then we were helping these blue people who could see the future, but these dumbasses chose to not like see the right future, so they all got exploded. Their entire civilization, boom, exploded. So their refugees ended up in Safeguard, the land of the Paladins. But thus, we have enacted the 4th draft. Seraph Vendeus has drafted all the voluntary people who wanted to defend their homelands and avenge their peoples into this war. And now it is us and the Vidalcan and the orcs fighting against the forces of darkness, the changelings and the birds and the fucking dragonborn and undeads and the fucking machines. Yeah.
To be fair though, we
and
have
gods of
no idea.
chaos.
Jack, to be fair though, we have no idea what the fuck the changelings are up to.
This
We're
is the-
so in the
Dave,
dark
think about
about
it this
them.
way: it's Warhammer 40k if the factions actually made alliances.
That's true, actually. I say that. That sounds accurate.
I know
It's
nothing
okay.
about Warhammer.
I can shadow play that shit, can man. My entire Rick fucking drunk rant about 100
So-
years of tragedy and war. 100
You're on-
years of war and tragedy. Some would even call it an eternity of war, perhaps. Of tragedy and war.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh, boy.
it's been a lot.
Oh yeah, we did teach you that podunk. Yeah, it's called podunk.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that'd be the meme claiming that Matt's the podunk.
Yep.
So
that's
Matt
correct.
is
That's
the
an
podunk.
easy one.
That
That does
Um,
like minorities.
Can I just say canon's canon?
Yep, canon is canon,
Actually, so
That's so fucked up.
accurate. though.
and canon really doesn't
That's
like
so
that.
fucked up.
But the reality, unfortunately, is
No, I
that-
tried.
the reality is that canon was canon.
Dude, I fucking tried, man.
Okay.
Dude, session 1. Yo, dude, we need to find. What was the original image Canon had for his character? That was like the most fucked, like AI
It's an
generated
elf.
image. Yeah, the most AI generated elf image.
Because I was
ever.
a changeling, I was pretending to be an elf.
Yeah, but it was so. We gave you so much shit for that image, though.
You did. No one else gave a shit.
All right, so Matt is the podunk, which is Shrek, loud Shrek, very
yeah.
Yeah.
Angry.
angry
Shackled.
Shrek.
I just realized that. Oh, the shackle. Okay.
Who's canon? Or sorry, canon's canon. Yeah, so canon's canon. All right, so there's 4 other characters here.
And that's split amongst Will and
Will, me, Mike, and Parker.
Will, you, Mike Park.
You
Is
met
Will the
Parker, right?
Terminator?
No, Will is not the Terminator.
Who do you think's the Terminator?
If they're playing a robot,
Honestly,
I
don't know.
imagine they'd lean into the fact they don't have to
Just
role
say the
play much.
Terminator.
So
No,
Mike,
just pretend it's just the Terminator.
It's not Mike.
it's not Mike. Crazy. All right, that leaves Parker and who else?
Me.
Jack.
Jack.
Jack. You can't be the Terminator, Jack.
I
Really?
am the Terminator.
You are?
Yeah. I used a voice mod to become a robot. The entire.
Okay.
David, when I started using the voice mod, then I got Harry pilled on it, and then John started using it too. So like everyone got pilled on the voice mod.
Amazing.
It was a banner. All right, so
I
yeah,
hate that
I'm
it
the
drops the
I'm the
audio
Terminator.
quality,
Yeah, it does
yeah.
drop the audio quality. So when I made my new character, I was like, all right, no more voice mod. But all right, so then you still have 3 people.
Left of canon reminds me of something Parker would make. Is that true?
That is absolutely Parker. Parker
Bird?
was a bird
Yeah.
person, basically.
Yeah, of course. Go figure.
I like how you've known Parker for like not that long.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
so Parker is
I-
a bird
Well,
person.
Parker is a very specific character style that he does every time.
Yeah.
All right, so Parker
Yeah,
bird
bitches and
person,
birds.
Pitches and birds.
and then
I'm going to guess Will was the shady looking dude with the kukris.
yes, Will was
And
the
then-
shade.
I was like, wait a second, this is just a song.
He was evil, so.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Wait
no,
a
he
minute,
wasn't actually
hold on.
evil, but
I love that
no,
picture.
no.
makes
So
him
David,
look
the
super
reason
evil.
the Will is evil narrative happened
No,
was
he's evil.
so there is this narrative that because he was hanging around Cannon's character, and Cannon's character was a changeling, so Cannon's character was definitely part of the evil faction. And then when
Yeah.
Will's character disappeared after the first arc and came back in the second arc, Matt's character literally went like, "Oh, up to your evil plans with Misk again, huh?" And then Will's character's literally like, "The fuck are you talking about? What do you mean?" Like, and like Will
My
wasn't
character
like, evil.
never did anything evil
Will
for the
wasn't
record.
evil at all, basically. And then Matt was like, "I shouldn't have judged him."
Geralt would
Whoops.
have
The narrative is that he's
All right,
evil,
and
so-
then the last guy is the hunter.
Oh,
Geralt
he's
would have
evil.
crossed
Yeah,
paths
that was
Mike,
that was
yeah.
Mike. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Which, if I was just looking at this, I would think that
that was me.
you're the guy with the crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's because you saw me play Dunpeel. But anyways,
And Dex. I mean,
that is true. That is true. But anyways, so that's the starting party. Okay, now Harry, go on to the Tails sister. Now that we've established
Okay.
we may go on to the
Yeah,
Tails
there's two
sister.
halves of this campaign.
I'm recording this entire thing, by the way. This is gonna be a great.
Okay.
Oh
It's gonna be
wow.
Glorious. Wonderful.
Okay, so that's the party. They
Mhm.
were invited to a festival of peace as representatives from all the kingdoms, basically, and they're all at war. So they all hate each
That's the
other.
thing.
But Cistern brings them all together and is like, guys, let's sing Kumbaya and celebrate 1,000 years of peace. And they do that. They sing Kumbaya. They get this vision of a god who's crucified. It's my profile picture of looking down at a burning land, and he calls them the faithful few.
I
And
see.
they're gonna end the war, is the idea. And they don't
I
really
get
get
it.
why, but they're gonna end the war, and then the vision promptly ends. Cistern gets attacked. This town called Farewell, and it's elves who attacked them. Turns
that's
out the elves are actually changelings, and they were sent by some dude in Haven who ordered the attack. So they leave Cistern, they go to Haven, and they find the guy who allegedly ordered the attack, and he gets imprisoned, but there was something sketchy about it that didn't really feel right. That guy gets thrown in prison. That's this dude, Consul Arnor.
Okay.
And then Consul Medea, who's a tiefling, sends them on a peace mission
Mission Impossible.
because mission because
Oh, so now it's Mission Impossible.
it always was canon. You guys just didn't pick up.
I didn't even. Fuck you guys. Fuck all of you.
Yeah,
What are you gonna
we
do
were
about this,
all-
Roland? I'll kill
peace-
you.
We were all like peaceful people from
How are you
different
going to fix this, Roland?
from different parts of the world. Wait, so there was no safeguard representative the first time, though, right?
It was Cecil who was
Yeah.
the Goliath.
Loser.
This guy.
Oh, okay. So there was a safeguard representative.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
That shows how
Um,
progressive we are.
Yeah.
No, wasn't Jorma
So-
technically? No, never mind.
No, Jorma was tied to Misk, who was.
Mm.
from
Yeah, he was
Dublin.
Misk's slave. That was the joke we would always make. Was Will was just playing
Yeah.
canon slave, so he could get away with like not saying
It was
anything.
my turn to top, so.
So basically, Haven and Destiny are allies,
Okay.
and Destiny is this floating Vidalcan city
Of
of
cunts.
blue
Hmm.
people and cunts who see the future.
But they're your allies now. Or they were your allies. Now they got disintegrated.
Well, I would
Well,
not think about it so much as our
well,
allies
yeah,
yet until
yeah,
later,
yeah.
because
But we'll get there.
We
We'll
gotta get it.
there.
Yeah, we're
It's
bite
not really
sized.
in us yet.
yeah.
Bite
Okay.
sized. Basically, to save Destiny from being destroyed, Haven has the bright idea to send a small group of individuals to deliver. Sanctum is the kingdom that is primarily destroying Destiny. So in order to get them to stop, they want to return the ruler of the Warforged, who live in Sanctum.
And it was
back
very
to her
interesting.
rightful throne.
It was very interesting that my character was a Warforged from Sanctum,
Yeah,
and no one questioned what my
And-
motivations were.
yeah. Well,
That's
evidently it was
But your Misk
all
is
part of.
doing nothing evil.
Nope, Misk is evil.
So yeah, in order to get Sanctum to stop destroying Destiny, the players find out in Haven that they captured Monarch, who is the leader of the Warforged,
Okay.
in the Kingdom of Destiny, and then Destiny sent Monarch to Haven for like imprisonment. But the Warforged didn't know that, so they kept attacking Destiny. All that to say, the players get sent on this peace mission with this dude named with this elf cunt named Consul Ilin, and they bring Monarch all the way across this line, through this war-torn battlefield, through this forest, across the sea, through the wasteland of Sanctum, and then all the way back to the throne room of Sanctum.
Okay.
This was the first arc of the campaign. They leave Monarch. Well, Ilin takes Monarch up to Commander, who has been ruling Sanctum while Monarch was gone. Ilin turns out was an evil cunt who betrays the party, and he says Bedlam sends the regards, and he
leaves
runs
Misk
off.
to die. So Misk really did
And
not
he-
know shit.
Yeah, and he leaves everybody to die. And Monarch is kind of like in like a cocoon the entire time. Like she has been transported in this like chrysalis.
Oh,
kind of
Harry,
thing
important
made for
thing
herself.
I gotta mention. So you're telling the story. I gotta tell all the memes too. So
Oh, yeah.
during
yeah.
the second session, literally the first combat of the campaign, Will's character dies. Will die. And it was so funny because Matt's playing a melee character, right? Matt's a barbarian. So he's literally like, he got ball gagged and like held person for like 3 rounds. And he was just there raging, like,
Yeah.
I can't do anything. That's why on his image he has spellbind
This is
circle on
before
him.
the later ball gagging, right?
Yeah, yeah, this is before the
And
later ball
slapping and
gagging.
rope.
Yeah.
Yes, okay,
I
good.
love that David knows that. But yeah, this is the basically Matt got held person.
second combat.
I put that
like,
spellbinding
for-
circle on him just to represent that. But basically, even though Matt was held in the front for like multiple turns, he didn't die. Will goes from alive to dead in 1 turn, and then Harry
Oh
has to
my God.
undo these shenanigans by like the 3rd session and make some deal for Misk and Will where they can't like separate anymore, and they always have to be near each other because their patron like did some shit.
I see.
Their backstory saved them, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. So Will died, but then he came back. Let's see here. Yeah, so basically, the players trekked across like the entirety of Rapture, just to be put in this throne room with a bunch of cold-blooded, heartless robots who had no intention on stopping their attack on Destiny.
Right.
At least Commander didn't, because Commander's a psycho.
Yeah.
And they basically had to survive. Commander had this like insta-kill death ray that they had to hide behind pillars to avoid dying. One unfortunate thing that happened in this session was that Parker couldn't
Hot
show
debate.
up to the session. We literally waited like 5 weeks or something. We could not play without Parker, but then Parker just said, "I'm gonna leave the campaign so you guys can play."
Oh.
And I was like, well, so I messaged Parker. I'm like, well, do you want Ak to be in the final fight? Which is his character, is Aarakocra, Ak. And then he says yes. I say, okay, well, just so you know, there's this insta-kill mechanic where Commander targets people, and then you have a turn to get behind a pillar so that you don't insta-die. do you want me to include Ak in the randomness of him targeting the players? And then he's like, yes, I want you to include Ak in it, and we'll see if he lives. And then I was like, okay. So of course I rolled and I targeted Ak like on the random dice roll. He gets stunned outside of a pillar's range, and
Oh,
then
boy.
he gets incinerated by Commander's death ray. So Parker was not here when his character died.
Right.
And then he never came back to the campaign. Well, no, he did come back to the campaign.
But that's a
It took
later
while, though.
story.
That's a anyway. So the end of Arc 1 was Monarch, because the whole point of the combat was just to survive. So Monarch
Awakens
emerged
in the cocoon.
from her cocoon, and the thing about the Warforged is that they live in a hive mind. So Monarch took control of Commander and stopped him from killing the rest of the party, because Monarch, the one thing that makes her different than the other Warforged is that she has empathy and she understands the gravity of
So
death.
people say.
So people say. So she showed mercy to the players for bringing her back to Sanctum, and she said she would try to stop the attack on Destiny. But ultimately, we find out later on that it didn't matter. Basically, Destiny was screwed.
Yeah.
So there's a portal room in Sanctum. All of the players stepped into a portal. There's
And the
a portal
players
that
decided
leads-
where their characters would go.
Yeah, there's a portal in every. So like on the map, there's like these little diamonds. Hidden throughout, and these are like the teleportation pads that lead across the world from the portal room of Sanctum. And the players stepped into a portal individually, deciding where they wanted to go, because a lot of them didn't have motivation to stay with the current narrative. So
Right.
I was just like, yeah, if you guys want to use this as an opportunity to swap characters, we can do that. So they did.
Cool.
And
Most of them,
everyone
except
Matt swapped.
Matt. I told the players, we're going to Gale next. So if anyone goes through the Gale portal, they will continue into the next arc. And so Braylick, Matt's character, went through that portal. He spawned in the forests of Gale, completely alone. He found his way to
Meanwhile,
Gale.
while Matt's character went to Gale,
Okay.
Negotiator, the machine, he headed back to Haven. And he decided, and Haven, okay, so it was revealed afterward that most of the people in Haven, the High Council, was actually infiltrated by fucking, after Ilan, yeah, after Ilan betrayed them, it was revealed they were all changelings, basically. Like, it was a high-level infiltration. But, so Negotiator gets there, he's like, hey, where's my fucking money for doing this job? Because Negotiator, you know, his goals, he needs finances for, okay? And when he finds out that they didn't have any money for him, he blew up their fucking capital.
Yeah,
Oh.
he blew up the consulate, which is their government building. And,
Yeah, the Haven was already in shambles because the entire government was evil, apparently. But then their fucking building got exploded.
Yeah, and
Oh.
presumably Negotiator got away with it. We don't really know. yet.
Probably.
Yeah. So that Jack's character went to Haven. Mike's character went to Forlorn.
Dear God.
Misk went to Bedlam, and am I forgetting anyone? I think that's it. And then
Jorma?
Braylick, yeah. Jorma went to Safeguard.
Yeah, Braylick went to Gale because for two reasons: one, to advance the plot, and two, to spread Ock's ashes since he was close with Ock.
Yeah.
Because Ock was Gale is where the bird people are, and Ock is a bird person. So
Yeah.
The backstory between Gale and Heritage is that we were at war with each other, and then in the time at Act 1, my character and Ock's character actually got along, and it
was
posed
very
one of those. It posed one of those questions like, why the hell have we been fighting in the first place?
Yeah.
Type things.
So they grew a bond, and then Ock died. So Braylick took him to his homeland to spread his ashes and whatever. So Braylick goes to Gale, finds his way to Gale, enters a tavern. In the tavern, all of the new player characters are there, for
Cool.
one reason or another. So, Braylick, Conic, who is Jack's current character,
Banana hammock.
yeah,
Man.
Roland, who's
Allow
Canon's
me
current
to
character.
link you that second image
Yeah.
while you describe them.
Here we
Gary.
go.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
Oh, wait,
Roland
no,
is
we got to do the
Canon-
guessing game again. We got to do the guessing game.
Oh,
We're-
okay, okay.
True, true.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, David, I put it in general chat. All right, why don't you go ahead and guess who the characters are?
Continued Matt Podunkery.
No, but
Congrats.
see, he's different. He's different.
Alrighty.
Last time he was like enraged,
Sad now.
and now he's sad
Sad,
and
sad
has a
bro.
cool sword.
Very cool sword.
He's
You
sad
guys
because
have,
all his friends died.
makes
Or
sense.
left him.
No, sorry, my one friend died. Everyone
Friend
else
died,
left.
and then everybody left. Yep.
You have continuously referred to Conic as a schizo, so I'm going to assume he's to the right of Braylick.
Yes. Technically the left,
Uh,
I guess.
Ariak.
To Braylick's
all
left.
right.
Yeah, the right.
Get
Yeah.
the hell out of here,
Yeah,
Jack.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
Cannon's the paladin,
Yes.
who's apparently also racist.
Yes. Tyrion Fordring. The light. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. All right.
Mike's face is literally on it.
Yep. That's Kev.
Oh,
I
it's-
missed Kev.
Oh, okay.
Who Kev doesn't exist anymore. He's
Damn.
he has changed character since then, but that was his character
Right.
at the time.
Okay, that leaves Will and Parker, right? Or no, Cannon and Will. No. Who am I
Will
missing?
and Parker, yeah.
Will and Parker. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Parker's the Dragonborn avatar, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got it.
And then... okay, now that I'm looking at that image a little better, that's really funny. The beer robot, that's pretty great.
Antique beer bot.
Who is it, David?
It's Will. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
A beer robot? Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the people that are in this tavern. When they get there, it's like a half orc tavern. It's like a lower class half orc tavern, where they meet some interesting characters, and then they encounter some
Gangsters.
So the Tabaxi also live in Gale, so it's cats
Oh,
and birds.
The furry
Um,
town.
Yeah, exactly.
Furryton, yes.
Lots of there were a lot of weird. There was a lot of weird stuff that happened in this town, but the Tabaxi have a crime syndicate called the Black Paw, and they basically there were these two super buff Tabaxi named Omha and Urjoto,
Oh my
or
god.
Mr. Mittens and Mr. Bear, and
And they were cunts.
the players picked a fight with Mr. Bear.
Well,
and
we
then
didn't pick
that
a
led to
fight.
some-
He forced us to pick a fight with him.
Well, yeah, he was just gonna mess up the shopkeep. you
Yeah,
know?
All our
and we're
stuff, They
heroes.
just walk out naked.
But you're the hero, so you have to. step
Yeah,
in,
I'm
right?
very heroic.
So, yeah, this is what they look like. And so these were kind of they were duo heads. So John played Omha, who's on the left, and then I played Urjoto, who's on the right.
Gotcha.
And we, the players just. It was a really ridiculous storyline. It was a lot of fun.
In this campaign, we hate cat people.
Yeah, because we got
Yeah.
betrayed by one because he was forced to betray us. And
No,
we still
There's
hate
it's-
him.
that too.
No, it's because of the bad luck
And cat-
shit.
Oh yeah, David. There's a feature that the cats have where they can make it so you just have disadvantage on attack rolls. It's called bad luck. It was very
Oh.
cool.
Very fun. Love that.
They,
In fact,
they
we have a
all
relic
have
of
it.
it.
It's
They
my
had-
favorite. it's my
Cannon
favorite
and Matt
feature.
were
I'm
really
proud of it.
negatively affected by it, which made it funny.
That thing
To me.
sucked.
It was my favorite feature I've implemented.
It sucked.
And
Literally everyone had it. There was no way
amazing.
around it.
And every time they used bad luck, the black cats would just hiss at them to, cause them
Oh.
however many years of bad luck.
It was really fucking. I felt like
Literally
I was,
savage
it was,
attacking
it was
when
the best feature ever.
I
Anyway,
felt like I was being defiled by furries.
no, you were getting defiled by furries in the bathhouse. That was my favorite.
That too.
That's still one of my
Dude.
favorite sessions.
some of our best shorts on the YouTube channel are literally
The
just in the
bathhouse.
bathhouse. Like, dear God.
Wonderful.
there were in Gale. There was a bathhouse. A lot of naked people. Half naked people. And there was a combat that was limited vision, stacked against the players. Very
Teamy, it was
controversial.
teamy.
Harry
but
loves
anyway,
saying controversial.
they killed the crime syndicate people, and then they left Gale on an airship. And at this point, Braylick has kind of like given them the whole spiel about being the faithful few, because they were also hit with a new like prophecy kind of at the beginning of Arc 2.
I, of course, also said, like, if you wish to follow me, you may. You do not have to. I gave that.
Right.
choice as
And
well.
then,
We didn't.
and then they followed, and then they didn't. And roll credits. No, they followed. They airshipped across this ocean. There's blue line is. I don't remember everything that happened. Red line, you guys crashed in Bedlam, so they got caught in a
Move
snowstorm.
the camera. Move the
Oh,
camera.
my bad. I was using the DM screen. You guys crashed in Bedlam, because they got caught in a snowstorm, and
We don't want to forget that.
they survived a ship crash.
Before this
Um,
happened, when we were leaving Gale, Conic was able to spread his manifesto to the people to let them know that they needed to wake up from the truth of this world. And it was
So that's why you're
glorious.
called Infowars.
Yes.
There's that,
Thank
yeah.
you for picking up
Wonderful.
on that, actually.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah, Jack. There was a printing press.
It was
No,
so
what am I
funny.
saying?
So funny.
What
Oh
do you
my
call
God.
that? There was a newspaper company in Gale that was giving them news.
No, printing press.
Printing company or whatever. Yeah, newspaper company that would they'd put out headlines and stories about other things happening in the world. One of the things that they found out through this company was that Haven was infested with changelings and it was nuked. And another thing that they didn't really hear from a newspaper, but they saw, was the city of Destiny falling out of the sky and plummeting to its demise.
That was a good one.
It kind of became a meme because like they saw it from like the entire world away. So Gale was kind of disconnected from the rest of the world. So when they left, it was like back into war stuff. Well, not immediately, but eventually.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there was some weird shit that happened in Bedlam. I don't really know how to explain it.
World building shit,
Basically,
lore.
world building.
World building
Conic was like,
over.
ah, the old gods. Ah, you don't belong. You know, he went full.
There were these
schizo.
ice
Chaos.
statues. There were these ice statues of these very ancient-looking beings, dubbed Salus and Luez. There was what's called a primordial being, frozen in the wall of ice behind the ice statues, and explained. It just spoke to them about the old gods and some other crazy shit.
Lovely.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. It becomes more. There's more info as we go further. They fly to Safeguard. After the airship gets fixed, they come back to the airship. They take off. They fly to Safeguard. A lot of Roland backstory in Safeguard. The main points are that, yeah, the Vidalcan got drafted into the war.
Oh,
Um,
so we learned
the
once we arrived
Prophet-
at Safeguard. Sorry, Harry, but one of the big things we learned was that Roland's entire mission in Safeguard was to get Gale to join the war effort on the side of Safeguard, or his whole
yes,
mission in
this is
Gale.
important,
Right,
yeah.
Roland's whole mission in Gale. That was his whole mission being there, was to meet Akko. And while we were there, while Roland was being racist toward Matt and calling him a podunk, etc., Akko said,
Ah, it is time, my fellow, we to rejoin the war to stop neutrality. We will join on the side of the Dragonborn.
and then Roland was like, "Oh fuck!" But none of us really knew like how serious this was until we got to Safeguard. When we got to Safeguard, we met with the grand fucking Führer. I mean, leader of Safeguard. The grand
Yes,
leader
Jack.
of Safeguard, who was played by John beautifully, and it was just an amazing moment because he's so good at playing cunt characters. One of the first things he says to Roland is like,
So, Roland, I hear Safeguard is part, or I hear Gale is part joining the war, blah, blah, blah.
and he's also like,
The consulate in Haven was bombed by some bucket of bolts. And
That's-
Roland, how are you going to fix this, Roland? I'm too old for this shit. Fix this, Roland.
and Cannon was just
Sorry,
that-
a
that-
psychotic
Cannon
mental
was
breakdown.
coping so hard. He was having a psychotic
Wait,
breakdown.
hold on.
I've
Remember, Jack? I originally didn't think that was my mission, and
yeah.
then I went back.
Oh
and
yeah.
looked at the
Yeah.
messages.
Cannon was like complaining the week after, like, dude, I don't know why I got harassed for
Wait,
that. That wasn't even like my
wait.
mission. And then Will and I checked. Will had Cannon check his thing,
No,
and then
I-
it turned
yeah,
out
yeah, I went
that
back.
Cannon's mission, like Harry messaged him and said that was his mission, and
Oh.
Cannon's like, fuck, I got proven wrong.
Real quick, just to get the cadence of this character, David, I
Yeah, yeah.
put the short that perfectly, like, this is the beginning, like, this is the first thing he says to all of us when we enter the room
Okay.
in
Yeah.
the tavern chat is
Back in the
perfect.
room.
I'll watch that real quick.
Safeguard. I am too old for this. The consulate was bombed by some bucket of bolts. The home of the Vidalcan exploded. I saw it from here somehow. And their answer to this is it was destined to happen. Are you serious?
If I could somehow give Roland a shit
And you people, and he points over to you, Brillick. You
What the-
fucking podunks invited
You
inheritance.
sons of bitches.
Are you sure these aren't changelings in front of me? Corrupting my orders? If you're wrong, I'm gonna break my foot in your ass.
So,
It's amazing.
No, David.
Yes, David. Yes,
Yes.
David.
Yes, Dave. Oh my, like,
so,
my favorite.
so,
Oh my God.
yeah, there was Safeguard basically was counting on Roland to get Gale to join their side, but instead Lord Akko went crazy, who's the leader of Gale, and he
He didn't go
joined
crazy.
the side
Roland
of
failed his
Forlorn.
mission.
Yeah,
True.
but the narrative is that Roland failed his mission, even though Lord Akko was kind of a lunatic. And so instead, Vandeus, the Seraph, sends the players to Heritage because he's like, we need allies. If Gale isn't going to be our allies, then we need to get Heritage into the war. Problem
Right.
is, Heritage is led by a guy who doesn't want to go to war anymore. We'll get to that in a bit, but
Neutral ass, punk
they,
ass.
they
fucking
leave
activist.
Safeguard, and instead of going straight north to Heritage, there was this whole thing in Safeguard where
And
Will's
this
original
is the
character
return
came
of
back.
Jorma.
So Will's original character Jorma, the guy with the kukris, he went to Safeguard when he left. When he went through the portal originally.
Right.
And so the players met up with him they met him again when they went back to Safeguard. And Jorma, he has this backstory where he's from this land called the Utale Nation, which is this little sliver of piece of land off to the side of Safeguard. And it's basically like these tribal Goliaths who want to have an independent nation from Safeguard. So Safeguard gave the Utale Nation their independence, but immediately afterward, the Utale Nation was invaded by Forlorn. This necrotic storm overtook the entire
Necronimbus
land.
storms, gods,
Yeah,
what a
the-
stupid
the-
name.
The Necronimbus storms overtook this Utale Nation, and it just turned, it killed everything and raised it, reanimated them, or the survivors took shelter in these buildings that were left behind by Safeguard. So like, even though they wanted their independence, when Safeguard was occupying the Utale Nation, the Utale told the Safeguardians to leave, we can do it ourselves, but then they ended up hiding in their buildings for safety from the storm. So it was kind of like an undead, like, survival outbreak kind of an arc where like there were infected people and they were killing a lot of undead, and they were meeting Will's brothers,
George
and Joran. They realized that the thing that was causing the Necronimbus storm was a stone atop it was a weather stone atop this large monument in the north side of the land, and it was being corrupted by some necrotic force. They didn't know what it was at the time, but they get up there. Turns out it was a dragonborn named Mulka, who's the high necromancer of Forlorn.
which the party
So
had
he's
met
like,
before, in fact, at some point.
Yeah, the party had met Mulka back in Cistern.
They were unearthing their old dragon god burial sites in order to revive them.
Yeah, they met this respectable-looking dragonborn fellow in the sands of Cistern. He was digging up dragon bones, which obviously isn't a good thing if he's a necromancer. They didn't really know that at the time, though. So, yeah, Mulka basically turned Jorma's brother against him, and said that the only way you can secure your independent Utale Nation is if you join us and destroy Safeguard. That was basically what it came down to.
I see.
Will decided not to do it. He killed his brother, and in the process, he tried to kill the Dragonborn. He died, but then Roland brought him back after he died.
Will is
and
one of the only tragedies. Will is one of the only. I forgot the word for it. Never mind. But as you can see, Will has a history of dying.
yeah. And
Casualties.
It's a motif.
Casualties. Yeah, it's a
He-
motif.
so they left down this purple line. They crossed this narrow sea. They get back to this point on the path where they're going back north. But Jorma decides now that he's done with his story, he would rather go back to Safeguard and begin rebuilding the Utale Nation.
Or what's left of it, because they're all dead.
What's left of it. And Kev is Mike's character, who decides to
Fuck
go
off.
back with Will, because Will's... So this was the weird part, was Will was kind of playing two characters for the duration of this Utale Nation arc, because he had
Side arc.
Yeah, he had this this
Beer
character
bot.
Alex, who's the beer bot, who's like a
Right.
healer. But then he met up with Jorma again, so then he played Jorma and Alex during like the adventure through the Utale Nation, and
And
both
he
of
split
them,
off.
yeah, both of them decided to go back to Safeguard, and Kev was friends with Alex, so Kev went back with Alex, and then the rest of the party went forward. They kept going north. They found this like mountain shack, which is where Will's new character lives.
Artyom, the goat order. I'm the forest.
Artyom.
I am the forest
Who's-
fire. The tree burner,
He's
as
this,
some people call
he's
me.
this massive
Feel bad
he's this
for that.
massive dude with a burning sword, who basically just wants to kill the leader of Gale,
The
Lord
bird.
Akko.
He wants to wring his neck.
He wants to wring that chicken's neck.
That chicken. It's not even a
and this
bird.
is
He's
what
a disgusting chicken.
Artyom looks like. He's a former reputed soldier of heritage with a reputation. Even though he's not a half-orc, he found himself in that place, raised by them to go to know war and to learn war, and he hates Gale, based on their history together, Gale and heritage.
Lovely.
So, yeah, and Vo was in the mountain shack with Artyom, with Will's character. Vo is Mike's new character.
He talks like this. And
previous
he's
one
a
left.
soft-spoken and individual. And he speaks like this.
Yeah.
And I would say it's pretty accurate, in fact.
I see.
There's
so
a bit
Mike
of
and
cadence
Will-
to it, though.
Yeah, his cadence is a bit slower. I agree. It's more like this.
Well.
Well.
Anyways.
he
Yeah,
does do
sure.
that a lot.
Well,
Mike
I,
and Will have new characters at this point. That's all you need to know.
Gotcha.
hmm
The party goes forward, and they eventually start seeing the
Rabbit
overflow,
orcs.
the overflow of the civil war going on in Heritage, because the leader of Heritage didn't want to go to war. That's Chief Maladar.
Heretic.
A false prophet.
But obviously, well, this nation, this kingdom, Heritage, is all about war. Like, they have only ever gone to war, and Maladar has, like, broken the cycle, and he's decided to not go to war for the sake of his people. And, like, certain things started flourishing, like nature, and, you know, people were happy, seemingly, but there was still this unspoken tradition being broken of no war. So a bunch of them split off. This guy dubbed himself Chief Doramar down here,
Heretic.
and he
Matt
took
just
over.
calls everyone a heretic. Heretic.
He
Heretic.
took over the
Heretic.
border town of Palisade, which is on
Heretic.
the north of Safeguard. So Safeguard was getting mad, which is why the Seraph called them podunks, because he's tired of, you know, these
mad.
tribal infighting taking over his border towns,
Right.
and killing his people and
Eating them because they're cannibals
some
and
of
podunks.
some of the half orcs were cannibals.
They are heretics.
So
Matt's like, no,
they
they're
even-
the bad ones. We're the good ones. We're the good orcs.
Yeah,
Those were the bad orcs.
they- On top of all of that shit, they also denounced Bayon. Therefore, full heretic, deserving of death.
so.
Yeah, Matt's not evil.
They went to Heritage. They talked to Maladar, who
Oh,
looked like. Where's this guy? Here he is. Oh,
you thought Braylick was depressed in Arc 2. Dear God.
this is
Yeah.
what Maladar looked like. Maladar didn't want to go to war, obviously, but Braylick is like, we do need to go to war because, well, I don't want
It
to frame
needs
this
to happen.
incorrectly, but I'm oversimplifying this.
Yeah.
Basically, Safeguard told them to get Heritage to join the war, so that's why Braylick was there to try and get them to go to war, along with the rest of the faithful.
It was also more of a, our homeland is being invaded again. Our homeland is in danger. You cannot sit by and do fuck all.
Yeah. And Maladar was very passive about most things, but he was very adamant in just sitting there and doing nothing.
I see.
So, Braylick challenged him to a one-on-one combat, which traditionally the chief wins by being the strongest.
It's a
Of
motif.
which Maladar had won many fights, but for some reason, when Braylick challenged him, they used to be allies, Braylick and Maladar, at one point in time.
And Braylick's father.
Before Braylick left for Cistern at the beginning of the campaign, Maladar and Braylick were like, they were on the same page, and Braylick was supportive of Maladar. But after everything he saw in the world, he came back to Heritage and he realized that what Maladar is doing can't continue. So Maladar got very disheartened by Braylick basically changing
The war
his
path.
tune. And during this 1v1 that was supposed to happen, Maladar instead basically denied Braylick the honor of a 1v1 and laid down his sword and just accepted like an execution, basically. He was basically tired of trying to stop his people from killing themselves by going to war, in his mind.
I see.
So the players
He was
kill
an
him.
extremist, pacifist.
The players kill him. He they get tattoos for killing him because it's like fucking rad to kill people in Heritage. The
Did we get tattoos? What?
Yeah, we
You
got
didn't get
tattoos. Oh
tattoos.
yeah, you weren't there for
What?
it, I think.
Oh, that's right.
We got spell tattoos.
Jesus Christ.
They talked to the giants also live in Heritage, but they've been getting sick recently because the lore is that for some reason giants need to fight or they literally die from like disease. They
Okay.
call it the curse of the warmonger.
Okay, they're like 40k orcs then, gotcha.
Yeah. They go to meet this giant who's like blind and sweaty and disgusting in this like cave, and the giant is like, I am going to die, you know, and but
And
he
all
also
depressed and shit.
yeah, he's very depressed, and the giant also recognizes the players as faithful few. So then he gives them a little bit of insight into the overarching plot, kind of like what happened in Bedlam. Basically, the players have these tablets. The tablets were given to them by that crucified burning god in Cistern. Like when the campaign started, he's like, "You're the faithful few," and then the players came out of the vision and they had these tablets.
Gotcha.
They carried these tablets throughout the whole campaign, or the tablets just reassigned themselves to the new player characters because for some reason, like they don't really know what the tablets were for until they met this giant. The giant explains that once every god has been essentially communed with, the tablets will be fulfilled, and the warmonger will return to the world, and he will end it, which in turn will end the war. Is basically what he said. So the players, they were following these, some of them, like Roland, was following these tablets because he believed that they would end the war. Like he had to believe that they would bring an end to the war. And turns out they do, but not in the way that maybe he would have wanted. But at the same time, they're like, do we believe this giant? We don't know. The giant could just be talking, you know, he was sweaty in a cave. Like, is this guy really an authority over our, you know, destiny or whatever? So,
Gotcha.
anyway, Roland cured the giant of his curse.
By fighting him or just by actually like curing it?
By greater restorationing him.
Oh, all right.
And because we're at that level at this point. And
See.
Yeah, we're level 14, David. We're quite
Oh,
strong.
that's impressive.
And yeah, Roland cures the giant. The giant thanks them, gives them that lore dump, and then they leave. There's some stuff that happens in between that, for sure. But the players leave Heritage. They go to this town. Well,
Ardor.
yeah, they go to the World Forge to resupply, and then they go to Ardor, which is this. Basically, now that Maladar is dead, and Brailick's the new chief, they're like, it's wartime. So everybody's ready to go to war in Heritage. And so Brailick gives the order for basically everybody to move from the main camp of Heritage to Ardor, and then they're going to sail across the Great Gash, is what this massive sea is called. And
I see.
they're going to they're gonna take the fight to Forlorn. They're gonna go to war with Forlorn. Now, the problem was that they wanted to like flank the Forlorn forces.
Right.
So they wanted the half orcs of Heritage to be on the north side of this fight that would theoretically take place like here. Oh shit, wait, I'm using the DM screen again.
Yep. We sent like a small force up north to drive some forces
Yeah.
away too.
But then they decided as well in their plan. So we're basically caught up to where we are.
Okay.
Um,
So like the invasion, realistically.
yeah, and the players decided that they wanted to just bum rush the Forlorn capital,
Like
which actually
badasses.
is probably a good plan because right now evil, like the number of evil kingdoms outnumbers.
So we need to
the
take out the
people-
head of the dragon serpent king.
Like it's literally just Safeguard and Heritage on the same side now. Forlorn, Gale, Sanctum, and probably a little bit of Bedlam. Like there's 4 kingdoms basically that the players would need to worry about. Even just 3 kingdoms would be outnumbered, right? So they're gonna run out of troops. So they're basically just running straight for the capital, and doing like a spec ops like assassination attempt on the Emperor, the Dragonborn Emperor.
Got you.
But they had this decision moment where Braylick, the new chief of Heritage, now had to decide: did he want to go with his people north, or did he want to follow the faithful south? The rest of the players, and he decided to go with his people instead. So he was the last member of the original party. He left last session, 2 sessions ago, technically now. And he's off screen now, and Matt has a new Vidalcan character, who's very blue, and
Hello there.
yeah, they met him
Wait,
out
I gotta-
in the Gash.
I gotta put on the background.
They met him out in the Gash. He was just paddling like a single rowboat, and he received a vision because the Vidalcans see the future.
or so
Right.
they
Maybe.
claim.
And
My visions lay true.
He had a vision of the faithful sailing along the Great Gash and him meeting them out in the deep blue. And so he just was paddling out into the middle of fucking nowhere, and then he meets them, and he's like, I've been looking for you. And then that was basically his introduction. And now they've docked in this, war battle. It's like this just war zone between Safeguard and Forlorn.
Safeguard was supposed to push the line up.
Yeah, but instead it looks like they have a little bit, but yeah, it's realistically not much further than they met a lot more resistance than they were expecting. So now let me show you the battle map that we're on right now.
Supposed to be a split front. How the fuck are they
Activate.
holding us?
Okay, so
It's
these are
not
the
looking-
Dragonborn that they
it's-
were talking about.
It's not looking good.
There are 3 Dragonborn on the map. Can't see them all, but these are their health bars at the moment. There's Raylock, the Benevolent
God.
Smile, Parzor, the Dread Strategist, and Vithma, the Seamless Matron. And yeah, you have Seraph Vandeus on the battlefield as well.
Oh my god, I
who's
just
the-
realized there's gonna be a 4th health bar with Lord Akko now coming in.
Yep, there is.
Oh no.
But maybe I just move out Parzor or Vithma.
That is a lot of enemies.
Yeah, you don't even see.
Lord Akko
Yeah.
yet, or the entire fleet that he just brought on at the end of the session
Yeah.
when Harry said, "And you hear from the
Jesus
skies,
Christ.
the bird comes in, and he dive bombs and shoots 10 fireballs at each of you." Pew 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 pew.
I did not say that. But
Basically,
he
though.
is gonna do some stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's these behemoth undead that the players have been dealing with. Have you guys killed? Yeah, you've killed
We've
2 of
killed
them. There used
some.
to be 3. Now there's only 1, and there's 3 Dragonborn. And now Lord Akko from Gale with his posse is showing up. So, yeah, there's a lot of enemies, but there are about probably 50 dead tokens that I've hidden. Like, I wonder if I can just flash them.
I don't know. Oh boy.
There we go. That's some of them. And then I can.
Jeez.
Oh no, I fucked it up. Okay, we're good. So yeah. Now they're fighting against Forlorn and Gale.
Oh god.
And potentially
And-
Sanctum. And eventually
potentially
Bedlam.
Sanctum. And they're going to kill the Dragon Emperor right now. If you were to be interested and make a character, you could show up in the middle of this fight because it makes sense. You're on like a battlefield.
Yeah.
Or
You show up as a blue person,
on the
A
way
human?
to Forlorn.
an orc. Who
It'd
knows?
be an interesting introduction if we decide to do it. on
A
the way to
hero from
Forlorn.
Safeguard with a big shield.
Right, it could be anyone from Safeguard. It could be anyone from Gale if they had a reason to like.
I actually wouldn't
um,
recommend that, David, because people actually use spells in this campaign.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Go figure.
there's a lot of abilities in this campaign, not just spells, but also abilities. So I would have a wide variety of like things for your character.
I gotta look into the character creation rules for this because like they all got their own little differences. Harry, I'm going to assume your feet facelift is open more or less.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
If you want to, just
Jack,
look at the shorts on the
What'd you say,
DNC
David?
channel.
I'll do that. Yeah. If you can, whenever you got time, could you send me the party comp so I can build around that a little bit?
We got a lot of mages, right? I'm a mage. Matt's some sort of mage. Cannon is he would hate if I called him a bard, so he's a paladin. Will is
I'm
a fighter. He's like a frontline swordsman, and what's his name is a monk. Mike is a monk.
Bo.
Yeah, Mike is a monk.
I'm a
Is Will more
sorcerer,
tanky
but-
or
So-
DPS?
They're both tanky. They're both DPS and tanky. Will's pretty tanky though. He has a lot of AC.
Will is
like,
tanky, but for you to know, yeah, Will did not come to this session because he's not feeling D&D recently. So,
Understood.
yeah. So, the thing is, though,
But don't worry
Lord
about the party
Akko-
comp. This is not like a deadly
honestly,
campaign. This is different than Eternity. Like we were at the threat of getting killed by one bad dice roll every like turn. We are not at the threat of getting killed by one bad dice roll in every turn in this campaign. This is a much
Yeah.
more narrative-oriented campaign. So you
I
should just
see.
make the character you enjoy rather than like, oh, I gotta fit into the party comp this way.
Gotcha.
No,
gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
The
Sounds
tragedy of
cool.
war is that people die, David.
I see.
Yep.
It makes sense that I really want to make like a Filipino like based character so that I can die like a good Pinoy.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god. Yeah, don't just play whoever you want, honestly. Play whatever you want, yeah. Like you don't
Harry,
have to worry about
can I
team
look at the
comp.
world map real quick? If I c-
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
put-
Let's see here.
there are a bunch of like islands surrounding the mainland masses, right? Like,
Uh huh.
would an uncontacted tribe be out of the question?
Ooh.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Okay.
But David, if you're uncontacted, how are your people colonized?
I am here to stop the burning before it happens.
David,
Dude, David, no, David. Jack, shut up. I love this already.
'Cause
David, go with it.
because
David, yes.
think about it. The Utali people were colonized, just so.
Yeah. If you want any, I like the idea. If you want any info on any of the places, I can just send you some stuff over DMs. And if you have like specific questions on backstory or anything like that.
Awesome.
Join
Okay.
the greenskins. Join the
No,
orcs.
The podunks have been ruined for me. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Matt.
Come
no.
on.
Wait, they're not even
No.
I'm sorry.
greenskins. They're not even greenskins. They're like elemental podunks because they're like
That's
yeah, because most of you guys are like
They have
rock.
different-
You're like rock orcs basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of mix with the Genasi. Yeah.
Mixed. Let's see.
Yeah, we
just to go
accept
through some of the
interracial
art.
marriage.
I don't know. I really like art.
Yeah.
And music. So I have a lot of it in this campaign.
Awesome.
So some half orcs. We had were. So this guy's kind of a recurring half orc character. They first met him in Gale.
Aramek.
Now
He's pretty cool.
Now they met him again in Heritage. He's
Second in
like,
command.
he's the second in command to Braylick. And yeah, the players have saved him from dying a lot. But
Except
he-
Cannon's racist and he attacked him multiple times.
Oh.
Actually, he's been downed twice because of Cannon.
Yeah, Cannon like literally couldn't tell. Okay, this is okay. Let me read this off. This is in the D&D archive server. Okay, I said tragedy of war. Let's see. Cannon, the player. Okay, so this was on October 12th, 2023, 2 a.m. Cannon, the player, is racist against orcs. In both Tragedy of War and Eternity. In the span of 3 sessions, he attacked allied orc Theramak in Tragedy of War, saying he looked like another evil orc, and killed an allied orc commoner with an AoE spell in Eternity, saying, "Bro, it looked like an evil orc commander," to which Matt and Will called Cannon a dyslexic fuck, as he mistook commoner for commander. You remember that was the
I
demon
remember
combat?
this. Yeah, I
Cannon was like,
remember.
dude, he's an evil orc commander, and it's like, no, that says commoner, you dyslexic fuck.
Amazing.
It's such a funny moment.
yeah. So
Yeah, Cannon is racist and has vision.
I
issues.
yeah. It's
to be fair,
hilarious.
like I don't think we could really blame Cannon for the farm scene. Honestly, like that whole scene was fucked. Oh, that was so rough.
Right, but it also got Rufus killed indirectly, so.
That's true. Oh no.
So
This is the lady who gave them their tattoos. Less important, but this was the giant who was very unwell in the cave.
he looks unwell. You can tell
Um,
he's sweating in the.
Yeah.
You can tell he's
and
sweating.
He was looking up at them from like this chasmous darkness.
It looks
wondering-
like his fucking eye is fading.
Yeah, he
Jesus.
looks like fucking sick.
Dude, his soul is being dragged out of his body.
Yeah. And then there was this Earth Genasi that they met named Eli,
Fuck this
Uh,
guy.
who turns out he was a changeling, so they killed him.
God fucking damn it.
Um,
Will pulled off an amazing soul read.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what we in the business call a soul read.
Honestly, that's basically all the art. And
that was a wild fucking.
Heritage.
Oh my god.
this is my generic art for the
Sons
average
of Heritage.
Son of Heritage.
Yeah.
And then you can just think of Mag as the daughter of Heritage.
Golden.
No.
Yeah.
Two different personalities from different fucking worlds.
Nope.
Let's
No.
see. What was Safeguard?
Mag is not the same.
Some Safeguard art. We have Conrad.
I will not
who
lower
is-
Mag to be just the lowly podunk.
This was Roland's best friend back when they were in the service together, but then he was.
He's got
made-
brain damage.
Then he has brain damage now, so he doesn't remember things good.
Peachy.
Roland,
So-
I remember those chocolates you gave me, Roland?
Who was
Those
it?
were really good
Who-
chocolates, Roland.
Who was it that was in the store and stopped someone from basically stealing a shit ton of gold from him? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It was you,
It was me?
Oh yeah, it was you, Matt.
Oh shit.
wasn't it? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I think so too.
No, yeah.
Then there
Made
was
sure that guy's
a.
never coming back to that store.
There was also a changeling fight in Safeguard, which was. So this was a detail that I forgot to leave in, is when they got to Safeguard. Well. Okay. Wait. Context. in Arc 1, they met this guy named the Prophet
Oh my
on-
god.
on the way through the
And
Kingdom
they
of Destiny.
hated him.
They found some like random facility in the forest. There was all this black goo everywhere, and then there was this projection, like a hologram, of this guy who called himself the Prophet, and how he had been waiting for the faithful few to arrive for a long time. Apparently, the Prophet can see the future, and he knows what is to come, so he prepared this recording in advance of their
And he's an
arrival.
asshole.
And he's kind of, he smokes through a pipe. He smokes on that astral dust. And yeah, so that's the Prophet. They got like a big exposition dump, and then he disappeared, and then a combat started with them and some goo monsters. Fast forward to Safeguard. They enter Safeguard, and the Prophet was giving a speech to the Vidalcan people who had been relocated to Safeguard. So Destiny fell from the sky and exploded. But before it did, the Prophets knew that that was going to happen. And he brought his people to the Kingdom of Safeguard by teleporting using the teleportation pads, which is unheard of because only no one knows how the teleportation pads work except for the Warforged, who have the teleportation room in their main castle.
Yeah.
So they enter Safeguard, and the Prophet he gives this speech, and then he gets shot in the head.
By an
and he
assassin,
dies.
Warforged.
Yeah, so the Prophet dies, and he falls from this monument that he was standing atop, and he lands in the crowd below. There's this mass panic. The players go to hunt down the shooter, which was actually a Warforged assassin, and they found him on top of the roof of this library. So there was this combat in the middle of a library. This is what the assassin looked like. And because the city was being entered into by a bunch of Vidalcan refugees, there were these Vidalcan sitting in the library when they came to find the assassin. And
you're right back.
when they I guess tried to attack the assassin, all of the Vidalcan started attacking the players. Turns out they're changelings when they were dead. They died, and then they shifted back to their changeling forms. It looked like Bedlam and Sanctum were working together.
As
Oh, I
always.
see.
That's what I'm
and
saying. They're evil.
That was the first time that they had seen the Alliance in action.
No, but we always
Um,
knew.
So, Prophet's dead. The players killed the changelings and the Warforged assassin, and then the captain of the guard came and basically, unofficially arrested them and took them to meet the Seraph, which is where John laid into Roland for fucking up his mission,
Right.
and etc. You know the story from there.
Back to now. Fix this, Roland!
Yeah, sorry, I'm just remembering stuff as I'm looking through the art.
Alright. I think I am gonna hop off. It was a very good entire campaign recap.
Yeah.
Very fun.
A lot to digest.
It is 1:15 a.m. I am tired.
See ya, man.
Makes sense.
Appreciate you
Peace out.
coming to this session, Matt.
Yep.
Love the new character.
Thank you. Alrighty. Peace out.
Peace, dude.
Bye.
See, this will be fun.
Yeah. Unexpected,
Yeah, for sure.
but I realized that,
You were homeless.
after Cannon mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Cannon today too.
That
I was
does
like,
suck.
yeah, David's homeless now, so we gotta. I want to play D&D with him. You know.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah. No problem. I've only heard good things, so figured it made sense.
I think I want to continue fulfilling my martial fantasy, so I will join the front line.
Hold the line.
But this time I will be the opposite of a Roman centurion. I'll be a
The
tribal.
barbarian.
Yeah, I'll be a literal barbarian. This is great. Okay, so Jack, run me through our current party right now. It's less about their class and stuff, more about like who they are, just as a recap.
So I am a schizophrenic, future-seeing dude who really believes he can see the future and will usurp the gods and I don't fucking know, spread the truth of reality, yada yada, you know, shit like that.
Cool.
Cannon is a racist paladin, as per usual.
Wonderful.
Paladin
Yeah.
of Awa. Hero Awa. Yeah. And Matt, who, previously Brelic, his real character is Brelic. He's the Orc King now, but he was previously the Shackled or some shit, where he was like exiled, and now he's king again. But now Matt's playing some dude.
Catalyst.
Yeah, now Matt's playing some other dude.
He's the Messiah.
So, and then Will is playing fucking redneck, I don't know, like Russian forest dude who's like, I will wring the neck of the chicken to avenge myself. I burn the forest fire. I'm the forest, the tree, the fire, forest fire. The tree burner, as Matt called him. And he's gonna burn down Gale and their grand tree because he hates the chicken, man. Yep.
Lovely.
Yep. As you can see, the party is not the same type of party as Eternity.
Yeah, well,
It's a different
it's
type of
okay.
party.
Well, it'll all be fine. I'm sure things will turn out great. Let's see. I've gotten vocal support, so I'm actually just going to make a Filipino who should. Or at least inspired.
Waffle. Oh, and this is just kind of like a dumb, well, side note is that the alignments are tied to races, and then the race is tied to a kingdom more often than not.
I see.
Unless, you know, unless you wanted to be a race that's like different from the kingdom, as long as there's a reason for it, you know, them being there, then it makes sense.
Right.
Troops. There it is. This was something I sent out at the beginning of the campaign. So there's Azamar, Goliath, Half-Orc, Genasi, Dragonborn, Kobold, Reborn, Vidalcan, Human, Halfling, Gnome, Warforged, Dwarf is crossed out. Shit.
Gotcha.
Let me do that. Elf, half-elf, satyr, Aarakocra, Tabaxi, Tiefling, changeling.
I see.
But
Oh,
so
I'm
you
guessing
know,
that
if you pick chaotic evil and you're a tiefling or a changeling, the party, you know, will probably want to murder you.
Makes sense.
They have been in a party with a dragonborn before, and it worked out. Now they didn't. Like, what do you think, Jack? You guys didn't know a whole lot about.
We just didn't get to
Dragonborn?
develop enough. Like
Yeah.
it was suspicious, but we just didn't get a chance to really develop it. So
Yeah. It would have. I think Katsu would have actually become, like, it would have become more interesting over time because you guys would see all these like evil, murderous Dragonborn, and then you'd see Katsu who's like healing you, and it's like, well, what's going on? You know. I think
what's
it would have
going
been like
on
a
indeed?
foil situation, you know.
What's going on indeed?
What are reborn?
They're like
That's a great
sentient
question,
undead.
David.
They're sentient undead.
What is a reborn, David? You tell me.
Mm.
In this world, they are
In this
reanimated. You know, they're reanimated just like any other undead, but then they,
They retain their sentience.
yeah, they somehow, very rarely will retain their sentience. And realistically, they could be from any kingdom. Most of the time, they live in Forlorn because it's the only place they're not like despised.
Okay.
But like if there's one in Safeguard, for instance, like, well, in Safeguard they would probably try to like hunt you down and like execute you or something. But if you're in Gale or a Reborn is just, you know, a soldier on the battlefield who for some reason came back to life and or a commoner, and yeah, that could happen in any kingdom, you know.
Oh, so anyone can come back as a reborn.
Oh yeah, so like you could be an Aarakocra reborn, you could be human reborn, dragonborn reborn.
Okay.
Yeah. You're still like racially a reborn, but you have the appearance of the other race.
Gotcha. Where's Cistern on the map? Just a quick refresher.
It is here. Sorry, let me zoom out again for you.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. I see islands. This works out well.
I see the islands in which my people were oppressed.
No, Jack. I have to stop the colonization before it
I saw the
happens.
future where my people were oppressed.
Yeah, there we go. But much better. Okay, so recap on the side. So we have Safeguard, Cistern, and Haven?
Yep, but they're basically gone. They're fucked. They don't exist anymore.
All three of those
Oh.
kingdoms don't exist anymore, and they're okay. Great to know.
Well, I mean, it's just like, how are they gonna exist? Their government was bombed.
Meanwhile, Destiny is out of the picture, more or less.
They're bombed.
And Gale, Bedlam, Heritage, and Sanctum all want to kill you.
Yeah, correct.
Peachy! Ain't that wonderful?
Heritage is on their side.
Oh, good to know.
Forlorn.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
basically it's these two kingdoms against everyone else right now.
Wait, Heritage and Safeguard versus everyone?
Yeah,
Okay.
except Cistern. Cistern is still neutral. One of the headlines that they saw in the newspaper, though, they met this guy named Prince Anodyne back when
Yeah.
they were in Cistern. One of the headlines said, "King Anodyne," or what did it say? It said Anodyne, king or terrorist, because apparently after Cistern was invaded and after the players left, Anodyne set Cistern into like a military state, and
I see.
he began building up a military, which is something that Cistern has never done before, but Anodyne decided it was necessary.
And we
I feel
love
like Tyrant
military
would have been a
states.
better. Yeah, Tyrant would have been a better descriptor than.
Terrorist. Yeah.
Well, terrorist is a nice buzzword we love here.
It is a nice buzzword. We do love tossing that
Well,
around.
that's the thing is the media. It's the media angle,
And I am the media now.
which is really funny because the thing about all of the headlines is you don't really, you know, it's all still the media. So like, is it fake news or is it actual? You know, I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
The
got a
furries are
really.
oppressing my people. Oh, sorry. What's up, Harry?
I was gonna say to Jack, not that I think he remembers, but I got a really good. John and I were like awake at like 4 a.m. cooking up like headlines for the Cat's Meow. The Cat's Meow is the newspaper, and Medea is the name of the consul who betrayed the party, basically. Well, she sent them on the peace mission, and then apparently she was also a changeling. So,
Oh, Medea was a changeling?
well, the headline said 16 consuls outed as changelings, Medea fraud. And when we wrote that headline, we got a kick out of it because,
So Medea's a changeling.
well, it said 16 consuls outed as changelings, Medea fraud. It didn't say specifically if she was one.
I see.
But the kick that we got out of it was that her name sounds like media. So yeah.
See, Harry doesn't want
Doesn't make
spoil
any
just in case we see Consul Medea again, so we don't know if she's a changeling or not. I see your game, God, but I raise you one.
Yeah.
I'll kill everyone I hate. Now that Artyom has showed us the light, burn the witches, just accuse them and kill them all.
Yeah.
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 She's tiefling for sure. There is a difference between the tiefling and the changeling. There's, semantically, but
No, they're the same. Evil. Fuck them.
I should have played a tiefling.
but anyway.
Yeah,
we,
Cannon, you should have played a tiefling. Yeah. Yeah.
We wrote so many of those lines. I want to look them up actually. Cats meow. Cats meow headlines.
Jack, I've decided my people have not developed advanced metallurgy.
So you're gonna
Where
be
are
a
your
dex
people?
fighter.
No, I swing around a hammer made out of rocks. It's
Man,
literally
you
just a
are gonna
rock
be-
on its
You're gonna be
stick.
the new Podunkas.
Wait, are you an orc?
You know, it's funny,
No,
David. After
I'm a tribal
after
human.
you guys help save the world, you guys are just gonna get colonized by Cannon's people.
We shall see.
Sorry, the white man
End of-
has
end of
religion
campaign
and
period.
God.
You're a human? You're a human, David?
Yeah.
Hog.
Sorry, David. The white man has religion and God. You have nothing. You have nothing but rocks. And Cannon is the white
Harry,
man.
this is perfect. This is the perfect time in the campaign. Let him play a dwarf.
I'm gonna kill every last one of you. Oh yeah, the dwarves, David, were they were
Wait, hold on.
eradicated.
People don't deserve to
Whoa.
know what the orcs, the dwarves were, because they don't know the. Well, they know they were eradicated, but they don't get to know what the dwarves were all about.
Everybody already knows it. Though.
Oh, okay, fine.
It's
In
like-
character, you won't know what they're about. Only
Yeah.
Negotiator knows, because he was there.
The dwarves were eradicated by this cataclysmic event called the Cataclysm. It's kind of like the origin
Of
what
the
do you call
world.
it? No. What? Yeah. What's that
Cosmology?
called? Yeah, something like that. It's the
The
event.
one big event.
The event that caused the
The
creation
Nexus
of
event.
Nexus
Yeah.
event. Thank you. The dwarves in this Nexus event, the Cataclysm, they were basically flash burned like radiation, like they left behind like radiation shadows.
Which is so funny.
They were just instantly killed.
They got Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, they got Elder Scrolls exactly.
Wait
This
a
was
minute.
inspired. And
Wait a minute.
the dwarves built, of course, these Warforged to live beyond them, and now the Warforged live alone
I see.
in this
Okay.
kingdom. And yes, it is heavily inspired by Elder Scrolls.
They tried to
Um,
make God, and they suffered
But
for
yeah,
it.
the dwarves, David, by the way, so they made the Warforged and they were on a genocide mission to kill everything. So my character, Negotiator, was around during that time. That's why he was not part of the hive mind. That was the history behind it.
I see.
Negotiator was actually called Peacekeeper, and he was a he was a tool of war. He was a tool to continue the genocide
Because what is more peaceful than being the only race alive?
on behalf of the dwarves. The dwarves,
You
they
know?
went insane. No one knows why. And
The warmonger. That's why.
they tried to murder everyone. And they started killing the dragons of the Dragonborn.
Isa?
And the dragons, well, the Dragonborn obviously
You have
didn't like
no
that.
idea how upset I was, Harry, to find out that the fucking Dragonborn work with the or the machines work with the Dragonborn. It boils my blood.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think about what you're talking about.
The machines, they work with the Dragonborn. They're basically allies.
Well, they're
Which
allies.
as negotiator pisses him off because he thinks death to all the Dragonborn.
You haven't really seen like any evidence of that, but
No.
right, yeah,
Remember
that
in
is-
in the fighting, in the first war scene.
Oh
um,
yeah.
the
there
machine
was
was
that
there.
one Warforged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's-
negotiator
for
was very
everyone.
peeved by that.
Mhm.
That was the moment he decided.
You ruined it for everyone.
So yeah, dwarves go crazy. They start killing all the monstrous
The
races of the
inferior
world.
races.
Giants, dragons. There was one other, I forget what but obviously the monstrous races such as the dragons did not take kindly to that. But the dwarves were so advanced, technologically speaking, and with the help of their warforged, that they literally could not be beat, and they were succeeding in genociding all of the dragons, and so
Sound
the
like you're-
Dragonborn hated the dwarves because of it. They became arch rivals. The last dragon that remained, Seoth, right when the cataclysm happened, Seoth sacrificed himself to save the Dragonborn, and the dwarves died along, and Seoth died, and the dwarves died, so then the Dragonborn were the only ones who remained, and then the Warforged as well remained. Monarch was activated upon their death and took power, and kind of things just went from there. But the dwarves are not remembered as being
Evil.
genocidal maniacs. They were actually the people who established the pantheon that is worshipped in this world. Let's see where that is. I'll send that to you if it matters. Nope. I have crossed out names. There we go.
Cool.
So that pantheon was actually established by the dwarves, and after the dwarves died, people like went through the wreckage, and they found this pantheon, and it basically became the thing that
Gospel.
everybody in Rapture believed, and they also believed that the dwarves were victims of the evil Dragonborn. Who-
True, that was funny. The narrative.
That was true.
So the Dragonborn are seen as the lawful evil, under the lawful evil god, worshipping the lawful evil god, Seoth, who's the dragon who saved them. But that
Well, they
is
literally say things like Seoth sends his regards or whatever.
Seoth welcomes you to his land or something.
Yeah. As long as we assume that dying is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And necromancy
Well,
is evil.
Hey, well maybe
As long
he
as we
doesn't see it
assume
that way.
necromancy is evil as well.
Or
Well, that's the thing is,
you don't.
you get the impression that from your encounter with Mulka,
That
in
he's the
Utali
victim.
Nation, well, that they've kind of embraced it.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
They're just black-pilled because
Even
of all the
even if there
propaganda.
were some that weren't.
they're black-pilled, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're black-pilled
like,
because the propaganda
whole-
says they're evil.
the whole world hates them, so they've kind of embodied what the world believes them to
Yeah.
be. So, yeah, it's kind of the Dragonborn is meant to be kind of a tragic narrative. I don't
Yeah.
know if it'll come
Is
across.
that the
but
tragedy of war?
that's part of it.
Whoa.
But like they flew so high, and then they literally have fallen from so far from what they used to be.
They flew so high and have fallen.
That's what I'm saying.
Nice.
You have to be risen. Wait,
Above.
no. What's the,
You have to
what's the
rise
verbiage?
before you fall.
You have to rise before you can fall. Yeah.
Rise before the fall.
I think that was a line I gave Mulka in combat at one point. Something about raising the dead, and then
You must die before you are risen. All the Dragonborn are actually
I
Bane.
was born in the darkness.
Dragonborn go to meet Seoth.
I was born in the bullshit narrative. I didn't see the light of truth until I was already too late.
There's some kingdoms that like don't nearly have as much like I don't know. It's not even just the kingdoms, it's like the people in them, but yeah, like lore. But I think
Oh,
that
yeah,
like
that's
for
what I
the
said.
first time through like I think there's enough lore behind the kingdoms that seem to need it, like Sanctum and Forlorn, and Heritage has a lot. Cistern doesn't really. Gale does a little bit, but it's tied to Heritage, so. Haven doesn't. Safeguard doesn't. Yeah, it's like Sanctum, Forlorn, and Heritage have like a distant past like narrative, and then Gale and Heritage have like more of like a 10 years in the past kind of a thing
10
going
years
on.
at least.
And Haven has 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, because they're
That's
tied
the
to
elf
Gale.
place?
They're tied to Gale. They're the reason Gale.
very- That's not what I would expect for elves. They seemed very well established and kind of snooty, you know?
Oh well, yeah, but I mean, like, in terms of their impact on the world, it was
okay.
like the last 10 years. At
Very
least in the
unlike most
campaign.
elf lore. Because elves live
Yeah.
like a long time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
cool though.
Cistern. Yeah. And then there's the present kingdoms. I would say the kingdoms that live in the present are Safeguard and Destiny, because Destiny fucking gets kerplunked. Well, Destiny lives in the fucking future. I don't even know. that means.
Even I, the
Yeah.
author, don't even know where they. I
Yeah.
can't predict them.
I don't even know where
They're
the fuck
beyond
they're
my
living.
scope, even. As the creator of
They-
this world.
What a statement.
Destiny is a plot.
I can't believe Harry
device.
said, well, I actually don't know.
Destiny's a fucking plot device, bro. I don't.
Deus Ex Destiny.
It's perfect. I'm so glad I integrated time as being part of like
You bastard.
because like future and prophecy and destiny stuff. It's such a helpful narrative tool, for just like explaining things. Obviously it's annoying after enough time, but
I love time.
Because I've kind of made it into like a caricature, like it's a cartoon more than it is anything. Like Matt introducing his new character as a Vidalcan, he's like, it was my destiny to find you. You know, like
I'll kill him myself.
It's such a fucking cartoon, bro. You know, like.
I mean, yeah, but it's like there's a suspense of disbelief, right? So it's like when I see that moment, I'm like, okay, well, we had to introduce this character somehow. So just because it's silly, I'll still take it seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, cartoon moment, but still legit. You know?
No, yeah, I liked his intro because that's the thing. Like, I
Technically,
think
it was
it's
valid. You know?
I think it's cool that the world is established enough to where like you guys could just kind of get it, you know, like how Matt did it with the Vidalcan. He's just like, I'll play a Vidalcan. Like he has such a strong understanding of what they're like in this world that he just like goes for it.
I can do that. Yeah.
Which like he's not beholden to do, you know, whatever. He could do whatever he wants, but he was like, he likes how the Vidalcan are in this world, so he just wants to play one, you know, which is cool to me. Makes making a character easy for him because he could just be like, I just want to be a future predicting cunt. And Jack, when he said he was gonna play Vidalcan, I was like, dude, Jack is gonna hate you so much. Jack is gonna hate this character, and he did. He does.
Bastard
Competition.
Vidalcan. Yeah, it is competition, Harry. I don't like it.
Maybe you guys can have a prediction off. If one of you is more right out of character,
always right
it's
out of
in character translated,
I'm always right. out of character.
then your character.
I literally
can
foresaw that the fucking birds would come. I'm always right.
Did you?
Yeah. I said, "Oh,
When
Harry's
did you
stopping the
say that?
session. It's the birds. It's Gale. Of course they're here."
Yeah. Did you see the soundtrack?
Well, as soon as the soundtrack played, I was like, "Oh, this is some fucking flying shit." So of course it's fucking bird cunts.
Yep. Yeah, well, it was from the Gale soundtrack. From every fight you guys started in Gale was that soundtrack. Which, by the way, Gale's soundtrack is one of my favorites. I think.
Yeah, Jack. I'll take some fucking stock photos for you of the new PC.
Another one's over there. A blow is struck. I don't remember this one. Oh, you know what music I edited to like use it was the music that plays when the prophet dies. It's one of my favorite.
yeah.
Like it was when time froze.
Oh yeah.
I love that visual.
Slide down.
Damn, is it not gonna play for me? That sucks. I want it to play for me. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, in the Cat's Meow headlines, there was 13 consoles outed as changelings, Monarch returns to Sanctum, Safeguard unsafe, Necronimbus clouds moving south, Arnord deemed innocent, Medea fraud. Our future falls with destiny. What have I done to this? Oh, there we go. So, I'm gonna add you as a user or as a player then to the player list
Cool, cool. Appreciate it.
and get you set up.
Welcome to the tragedy of war, David.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we've been on and off having players with Will leaving because we used to have Parker. Then Parker was gone, so then we had consistent. Well, we had 5, and then now Will's gone, so we have 4.
Well, Will's not gone. It's a temporary leave of absence.
Yeah, I
He's
do
not
think
allowed to leave.
he'll. I don't know. Maybe he'll be interested to
It's
come
very
back
different
if
than
he hears
Parker.
about the Lord Akko thing.
Not allowed to leave. It's fine, Harry.
I hope he does come back.
He will.
They always come back.
Oh, this was the prophet music. Yeah. So quiet. There's a lot of Gregorian chanting in this campaign, so you're going to be hearing some of that. User management. Here we go.
Nice cannon.
Great additional user, David. David.
You can't even see your RAM sticks.
Nice. I don't like the
Basic,
Seagate. I don't like the Seagate. That's the only thing I don't like.
I know, dude.
It looks
I know.
ugly. It looks ugly.
I'll switch it up for another PNY. The other one's PNY and it matches perfectly. Do you see the one under it? You can't even barely see it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, is that another one? Okay.
That's a different one. Yeah, it's the second one.
Yeah, the Seagate is the only thing that... Yeah.
It's okay. That one faces backwards for me.
The rest of it, poggers.
So, Cannon, did you buy a new PC or you just getting new parts?
Canon
I just
has
got new
slowly scrapped together the inferior parts of other people's PCs to erect his Frankenstein of a PC. Canon is Dr. Frankenstein, and this is his monster PC. He has he has a Dell motherboard that is basically
Nope, I upgraded.
Oh, you did? Okay, never mind.
I now have a fucking maxed out mini ITX
Okay,
Z chipset.
So Canon started with a bunch of old shitty parts, and then Zax's Dell motherboard plus graphics card from his old Alienware. And Dell is notorious for having really shitty proprietary,
Shitty OEM.
yeah, proprietary products.
Even if it's not shitty, they lock it down with custom chips that
Yeah,
force you
it's
to use theirs
proprietary, so
product.
it's cringe.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and then is this the same case your parents bought you for your birthday a while ago? Is this the one you were?
Yep.
Okay, so he knew he wanted ITX, so he got his parents to buy him a case a long time ago, and then also I was upgrading my RAM, so I gave him my old 16 gig RAM, and he now bought a new motherboard and also a CPU
because it was on sale. So
Motherboards was on sale for 20% off. Yeah.
and then also CPU, right? So are you using you're not using the old fans that I gave you, are you? Because those wouldn't
The
fit
NZ.
here, right?
No, I replaced the NZXT ones you gave me.
Yeah.
I now have Be Quiets.
Yeah, those ones were like
I see.
default NZXT fans originally, but yeah, now he is replaced, and now he has finished his clean build.
Technically, so I don't know if you can see the CPU side of the picture, Jack. If you look really quick.
I cannot
So
tell
explain.
what the CPU side is, because I see
The
a graphics
big
card
white thing.
side and a side with. Oh, okay, I see. The CPU side is with the fan. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just realized that's your CPU cooler. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a really fucking big flat CPU cooler, right? It's actually really impressive. It's just the top side looks kind of cheap, to be honest, which sucks. But it's actually a really, really, really well rated SFF fan. So if you look on the left, right, you can sort of see above the Seagate drive, there's like a power cord sticking out, like kind of a right-angled power cord. You see what I'm talking about?
Oh, is it sticking out and then going immediately inside?
Yeah, so that is
Okay,
the power supply,
Okay.
and it uses a male to female, and then goes to the back of the case, and essentially, so that you put in the power supply inside sideways, and then you run a extender to the case. But the thing is, though, it's a mini power supply, and underneath it, where the dead space is, you can't see because of the drive,
Mhm.
is just where all of the cords are. And so if I get custom length cords, I can put another fan on the bottom side of the case now.
Cannon, did you ever want to have this so it's like blacked out and just with like with a filter instead of like the tempered glass, you just have it be like a filter, I guess,
I want it blacked out with
with
Panels.
glass, with panels.
With glass.
Gotcha.
yeah, but blackout still. And you can't tell, but the motherboard is all silver and black, just completely black and silver, which is exactly what I want. I want black, silver, and white light only.
I like
So
it.
eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an EK water block and a radiator. And the EK block will be silver, and then the tubes will just run up to the top, and I'll put a rad where those fans are on the top.
It's very based.
But when I do,
just realized.
that'll be the next time I upgrade CPUs, though, which will probably be not for a bit. Because next time I'll get essentially like a fucking i9. Which will require the cooling, you know?
Dude, one of my friends was messaging me earlier. They were like, "Yeah, we just finished the Evangelion thing. You were right. They totally did run out of budget, like at the end." I was like, "Yeah, that's why I told you.
Jesus.
You gotta watch End of Eva, brother." Like,
I mean, good for them. My god, all the fans work.
did you boot it yet?
I just booted it. All the fans turn on.
Pog. Nice. Nice.
And now I'm just gonna...
Dude, Canon, if you buy like a mini monitor, a mobile one, you won't even need a laptop anymore. You can just bring this around with a mini monitor.
I should get a cart.
I know. I just mean like in the sense that you would literally like just have your PC everywhere, but then when you're on the move, you could just be on a smaller monitor, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing I like about this is, like, I know I have a big desk, but eventually I do want to get a desk that isn't a corner desk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at that point, I think I'll downsize. Amna literally went, sorry, I was gonna give you John's desk, but Clara wants it. I was like, dude, don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
Because we went on a fucking adventure to get that desk, man. It was a process. It was a good time, man.
Yeah, it was a specific IKEA desk. I mean, even the first time we went to IKEA, it was me, you, Josh, Will. Like we went to
Yeah, that was
fucking.
part of
We
it.
went to the sushi. Oh, that was when we took the picture at the sushi place.
Yeah,
the all you can
yeah,
eat
it
sushi,
was.
and we were going looking for IKEA.
And
toppings
John and
that
I
people
looked at
liked.
the wood types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Will's like, why the fuck are you guys staring at wood for so
Yeah,
long?
kitchen counters.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Well,
understand.
but the
He
kitchen
doesn't-
counter is
he
like the
doesn't
best
understand
top. Yeah, the
intricacies
kitchen
of
counter
food.
is like the best top for it from IKEA.
Exactly.
So it made a lot of sense.
I don't need criticism from two podunks.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording since we've told David everything. Just letting you know.